Every costume origin for
Meta Knight
in Smash Ultimate. Meta Knight's first costume is a white one, which is based on one of his alternate colors found in Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube. This red one is also another of his alternate colors found in Air Ride. And then green, which is another Air Ride color. Next is a sort of dark color scheme, which is based on Meta Knight's original design found in Kirby's Adventure for the NES, Meta Knight's debut game. A pink color, which is based on yet another color from Kirby Air Ride. And then another pink color, this time based on Galactonite, a recurring boss in the Kirby series and the strongest warrior in the galaxy. This costume even gives Meta Knight the same slit in his mask and a matching sword color. Finally is a costume based on Dark Meta Knight, his Mirror World counterpart. This also adds a gash into his mask and changes his sword colors to match. Every costume origin for
Hit
in Smash Ultimate. Pit's design in Ultimate comes from Kid Icarus Uprising, the soft reboot of the Kid Icarus series on the 3DS. This yellow color comes from Pit's color scheme found in the Nintendo comic series Captain N. Pit's red color comes from his appearance after obtaining the gold arrow and reaching level 4 strength in the original Kid Icarus. Following that pattern, his green costume is based on his sprite after obtaining the bronze arrow and reaching level 2 strength, and blue, his color after obtaining the sacred arrow and reaching level 5 strength. This dark skin is a Smash original, an evolution of the skin from Brawl. This skin was the inspiration for the entire character of Dark Pit in Kid Icarus Uprising, who then joined Smash, so this Fallen Angel color had to be adjusted. This next costume turns Pit blonde, which could be inspired by either a Cherub or a Puto, both angelic figures in art. Finally is this pink and blue color, a fusion of these two costumes from Smash 4, one of which is also based on a sprite color from Kid Icarus. Every costume origin for
Zero Suit Samus
in Smash Ultimate. Zero Suit Samus first appeared in Metroid Zero Mission. However, in Smash Ultimate, the design is instead based on how she appears in Metroid Other M. This darker blue suit comes from the Zero Suit's appearance in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. The red suit comes from Samus's appearance at the end of the first Metroid, more commonly known as the Justin Bailey suit. The black suit comes from Samus's outfit at the end of Super Metroid. This green costume was designed back in Brawl to match Samus's green power suit for when she would transform back and forth using her final smash. White, based on the jumpsuit that Samus wears in one of the endings for Metroid Fusion. Next she has a two-piece orange outfit, which is seen in the ending of Zero Mission. And a blue two-piece, based on another outfit that she can wear in one of Fusion's endings. Every costume origin for
Wario
in Smash Ultimate. Wario's default costume is based on his biker appearance from the WarioWare series. Meanwhile, his alternate costume is his typical yellow and purple overall appearance. This red biker outfit seems to be similar to Wario's Player 1 appearance in WarioWare Inc. Mega Party games for the GameCube. The red plumber outfit is based on one of Wario's alternate colors found in Mario Golf. This itself is based on Mario's original color scheme back in Donkey Kong. Next is this biker outfit, which is a combination of Wario's yellow and green costumes from Brawl, which was done in Smash 4 when his number of costumes got reduced. Wario's blue and pink plumber appearance is just like Mario's costume, based on Mario's appearance on the box art of Mario Bros. In Japan. This costume could possibly have been inspired by the Player 4 color scheme in Mega Party games, but with some changes. Finally is a green and brown plumber, which is based on Luigi's appearance in the arcade Mario Bros. Every costume origin for
Snake
in Smash Ultimate. Snake's default costume is based on his sneaking suit appearance in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. This all-black suit is the metal camouflage from Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. A red costume from the fire camo in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Then a light blue, which is the water camouflage in Snake Eater. This green is the tiger stripe camo from Snake Eater, which is effective in tree environments. White is the splitter camo from Snake Eater, which is good for urban areas. Then another green, which is the leaf camouflage from Snake Eater. And finally, a leopard print, which is the animal's camo from, big surprise, Snake Eater. Every costume origin for
Ike
in Smash Ultimate. Ike's first costume is based on his Ranger design from his first game, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This was also his appearance in Brawl. His second costume is his older hero appearance from his second game, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, and it served as his appearance in Smash 4. The first recolor is a red and purple, a Smash original. Next we have an all-red costume, inspired by the enemy units in the Fire Emblem series. This yellow color scheme comes from Grail, Ike's father. Green is based on Jeffrey, a member of Ike's party in Path of Radiance. This blue color scheme is based on Sigurd, a protagonist found in Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. Finally is this black and red costume, which is based on the Black Knight, the antagonist of Ike's games. Every costume origin for
Pokemon Trainer.
in Smash Ultimate. The default trainer is Red, the male protagonist, specifically as he appears in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. The second trainer is Leaf, the female protagonist from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Red's first recolor changes his clothing to be based on Ethan, the male player character of Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Leaf's first recolor is based on May, the female protagonist of the third generation, specifically as she appears in Pokemon Emerald. Next is a color based on Lucas, the fourth generation male protagonist using his Pokemon Diamond and Pearl appearance. After that is a costume for Hilda, the female player character of Pokemon Black and White. Then a costume based on the default appearance of Callum, the male player character of Pokemon X and Y. And finally a color based on the default appearance of Celine, the female protagonist from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Every costume origin for Squirtle and
Ivysaur.
in Smash Ultimate. For a majority of these colors, they were simply designed to match with Charizard's colors that were brought over from Smash 4, to help keep track in the middle of a match when you're swapping Pokemon. However, there are still some references. This coloration is similar to Wartortle's color scheme, Squirtle's evolved form. This green shell is based on Squirtle's shiny sprite. Next is a color similar to Squirtle's appearance in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. This red bulb Ivysaur is based on Ivysaur's sprite in the Generation 2 games. And this yellow color is based on Ivysaur's shiny. Finally, the white bulb here bears a resemblance to Ivysaur's colored sprite in Pokemon Red and Green, exclusive to Japan. Every costume origin for
Charizard.
in Smash Ultimate. Charizard's first color is a sort of deep red. This is based on Charmeleon, Charizard's pre-evolved form. Next is a green color, which is a legacy color from Brawl, which was his green team color. And then there's pink, which is another legacy color back in Brawl. Charizard's yellow skin comes from the shiny sprites of his pre-evolved forms, Charmander and Charmeleon, which were a similar shade of yellow. This gray color scheme is based on Aerodactyl, a revived fossil Pokemon found in Generation 1. He's also a dragonish Pokemon that isn't actually a dragon type, just like Charizard. Then we have a blue color scheme, which comes from Zubat and Golbat, two more Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. Finally is purple. This is based on Charizard's shiny sprite in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, before it got changed to the black and red that we all know today. Every costume origin for
Diddy Kong.
in Smash Ultimate. First, Diddy has a yellow and white outfit, which was inspired by his alternate color scheme in Donkey Kong Country's two-player contest mode. Next is a pink outfit, which is based on Dixie Kong, Diddy's girlfriend. She also has blonde hair, which gets referenced by giving Diddy yellow fur. This purple outfit is based on another two-player contest mode, this time from Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. This green comes from one of Diddy's possible colors in Donkey Kong 64's multiplayer. Blue is inspired by Kiddy Kong, Dixie's sidekick in Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This black fur is meant to represent real-life monkeys, a parallel to Donkey Kong's similar costume. And finally is a red and white outfit, which is based on Donkey Kong Jr.'s clothing, who Diddy effectively replaced in the Donkey Kong universe. Every costume origin for
Lucas.
in Smash Ultimate. The first costume changes Lucas's clothing and hair to look like Klaus, his twin brother. After that, we have a blue and orange outfit, which is a Smash original. And then we have a red outfit, which is another Smash original. Next, we have a gray outfit, which matches the color of the Masked Man, one of the antagonists of Mother 3. It also has the Masked Man's face on the t-shirt. After that is a blue and pink color scheme, which is based on Duster, one of the party members in Mother 3. This green and brown outfit is inspired by the human disguise for Boney, Lucas's dog, and another of the party members. Lucas's shirt has Boney's face sprite on it as well. Lastly is a purple and green outfit, which has the sprite of a baby Drago on it. These are little dinosaur guys that appear in Mother 3. Every costume origin for
Sonic.
in Smash Ultimate. Sonic's first costume is loosely inspired by Knight, another character that belongs to Sega. The wristbands are inspired by one of the Chaos Emeralds. This light blue fur color is based on classic Sonic's color scheme. The wristbands for this one are based on the crystal ring from Sonic Adventure 1. Next is a color inspired by Silver the Hedgehog. He also has a wristband that is inspired by the Arc of the Cosmos found in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Next we have an all-black color scheme, which is actually inspired by his Player 2 color from Sonic the Fighters. Next is a color scheme with yellow shoes, with wristbands based on Silver's similar wristbands. An orange combination, with wristbands possibly based on the appearance of the glove in Sonic 2's special stages. And finally, purple and green, based on the glove sprites found in Knuckles in Sonic 2's special stages. Every costume origin for
King DDD.
In Smash Ultimate. DDD's pink costume comes from one of his colors in Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards multiplayer. This green color comes from one of his alternate costumes in Kirby Air Ride. His sash has Waddle Dees on it, which are a species in Kirby that DDD sometimes commands. A purple costume, which is another of DDD's colors from Kirby Air Ride, with a sash using a real-world kimono pattern. This bright blue started out in Brawl as an all-white color, from Air Ride. However, moving through future entries, this became more blue, mostly becoming a Smash original. DDD's monochrome color is obviously based on his very first appearance in Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy, which was a black and white console. Next is a deeper blue, another of DDD's multiplayer colors from Kirby 64. This sash is also similar to real-life kimono patterns. And finally we have a black costume, also based on one of his colors in Kirby Air Ride. Every costume origin for
Olimar.
and
Out.
in Smash Ultimate. The first half of this character slot is Olimar, the protagonist from both Pikmin 1 and 2. His first recolor is red and black. This could possibly be inspired by Mario, because Olimar's Japanese name is an anagram for Mario. This green costume possibly comes from Olimar's son. And then we have a gray color. This comes from real-life spacesuits, since Olimar himself is an astronaut. The second half of this character slot is occupied by Alf, one of the playable characters in Pikmin 3. His first costume is based on Charlie, another of the playable characters in Pikmin 3. And this pink is based on Brittany, the final of the playable trio in Pikmin 3. And lastly, Alf has a color that just makes him look like Olimar, which is a pretty uncreative final costume, and honestly could probably get pretty confusing. Every costume origin for
Lucario.
in Smash Ultimate. Blue, 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 purple, purple, black, green. But I have no idea why the colors they went with for Lucario are so lame. I mean, his shiny was right there, being this great bright yellow color. And even if they didn't want to do any references, why not just give him more defined colors? If they threw like a red in there along with his shiny, I would be way more satisfied with his options. Instead, we got 12 different shades of blue. Nintendo, please hire me, we could get some great costumes done together. Every costume origin for
Rob.
in Smash Ultimate. Rob's first costume is all gray, which is the color of the actual Rob units that were released in the West. Second is a white and red color, which was the Rob unit's color scheme in Japan. Depending on the language you're playing in, these first two costumes will switch places, making the default match whichever version that region received. Yellow with accents of orange is based on Spike, one of the enemies from Stack Up, a game for the Rob peripheral. Pink with accents of purple comes from Flipper, another enemy found in Stack Up. This blue color is based on a robot found in Star Tropics for the NES, who himself was based on Rob. Green is based on the Rob launcher enemies found in the Subspace Emissary mode from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Then we have a brighter blue color, which is based on the Pearl Blue Game Boy Advance SP model. Finally is a red and black costume, which comes from the Virtual Boy, Nintendo's first ever venture into 3D gaming. Every costume origin for
Toon Link.
in Smash Ultimate. Toon Link's default appearance comes from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. His next three costumes are red, blue, and purple, and all of these come from the Four Swords titles, where Link is split into four bodies, each with their own unique color. This green tunic with brown sleeves is based on Link's appearance in the original Legend of Zelda. And then we have Dark Toon Link, which at this point is just a standard for every Link to have based on the many games he appears in. This gray color scheme started out lighter back in Smash 4, based on the blue ring sprite from Zelda 1, but now it's been darkened and it's sort of just a Smash original. Finally is another greenish color scheme, and this time it's based on Link's appearance in both A Link to the Past and its sequel, A Link Between Worlds. Every costume origin for
Wolf.
in Smash Ultimate. Wolf's new design for Smash Ultimate is based on his appearance in Star Fox Zero for the Wii U. The first color gives him a brown jacket, which comes from his design in Starlink Battle for Atlas. Next we have a sort of red and orange color scheme, which is based on Andrew Oikani, one of Wolf's former teammates, specifically his design in Star Fox Assault. Blue comes from one of Wolf's alternate colors in Star Fox Assault's multiplayer mode. Likewise, green comes from another of Wolf's multiplayer colors in Assault. This orange costume is a reference to the color orange. Black and red could possibly be based on Wolf's design from the previously unreleased Star Fox 2. And finally we have a pink color, which is based on Pigma Dengar, another of Wolf's previous teammates.